Today we're going from Jessica's point of view. Act 8, Scene 1. You could hear our big, heavy snow boots thumping down the sidewalk until we turned the corner and dashed out onto the field. A monstrous hill of snow loomed right in the middle. Naturally, we all sprinted towards it and clambered to the top. Then we were jumping, taking the plunge into waist-deep, powdery white. It didn't take long before the boys started taking each other down. Peter seized the opportunity and sent Alexia flying down the side of the mountain. She landed on her back, all splayed out. Peter laughed and ran. Alexia sat up, and I could tell how mad she was by the lines she had contoured in her face. Suddenly, I thought of a way to get Peter. He wouldn't expect me. He'd be keeping his eyes on Alexia, expecting her to retaliate. I collared Danielle and Anna. Here's what we're going to do, I said. It wasn't a suggestion, more like I simply told them how my ingenious plan would be executed. Act 8, Scene 2. We hid behind the mountain of snow. Peter came running towards us and scampered right up the side. While Peter stood on the top like the king of all dorks, we snuck up the back side of the hill. Danielle threw her shoulder into Peter, knocking him off balance. He wavered. I blasted him with my shoulder, coming from the opposite direction. Anna gave the little last nudge from behind. The 1-2-3 punch was too much for Peter to handle. He squawked like a dying seagull and flailed through the air, landing face down. Alexia ran over and kicked snow in his face the instant he picked his head up. Danielle, Anna, and I just reached the other mound when we turned around and saw Peter fire the snowball. Whew! The girls really went after him, didn't they? Let's see. Danielle, Anna, and Jessica went after Peter. All right, Luke's point of view. Alexia kicked snow in Peter's face. He gripped and whined and sat up to wipe the snow from his eyes. Let's get him, Lukester, Jeffrey said. I felt like the couple of snipers, $word, sizing up our target. Jeffrey slid down the smaller mound, hurried across the snow, and shoved Peter's face back into the white powder. Peter never saw it coming, and Jeffrey was long gone by the time Peter sat up and wiped his face again. That was when I attacked. I blasted him from behind, knocking him down, and held his face in the snow extra long. The reversal, $word, of typical roles. With me being the victor felt awesome. It was one of the greatest upsets, $word, of all time. My victory celebration lasted only a second before everything was shattered, $word. Jeffrey's point of view. Peter had it coming. I got him good, and so did Lukester. They say all's fair in war. Peter's not a crybaby, but all of us ganging up on him was too much. He got crazy upset and chucked that ice ball. Anna. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Danielle. Why did I go along with Jessica's plan? I could have just said no. I should have just said no. It was supposed to be fun. We were all getting pushed into the snow. Peter would have knocked any of us down. He's always fooling around. It was supposed to be funny. How could it turn out so bad? Jessica. Act 8, Scene 3. I don't think any of us were as malicious in our attacks on Peter. It was the sudden onslaught that made him throw that snowball. We didn't know, and I started it. Oh no. Luke's point of view. I was running away from Peter, so I didn't actually see it. I saw something else. The twisted $word faces of Danielle, Anna, and Jessica. Whew! Something bad's about to happen. Peter's point of view. I didn't know Mr. T was going to be right there. Danielle. Mr. Trupp stood up, right in the way. Jessica. I still remember Alexia's scream. Piercing. horrified. Peter, I didn't want to hurt anyone. That's right. Luke, Mr. Trap should have stopped us. He let it get too far. Peter, I wish I could take it all back. I didn't mean to throw it. Anna, please let my teacher be okay. So the snowball hit Mr. Terrupt. Danielle, dear God, it's Danielle. I really need you down here. Mr. Terrupt needs you. And then it goes to part 2. So, we learned that Peter's snowball hit Mr. T. And it doesn't seem like he's doing too well. So, I'm hoping things look a little bit better in part 2. But that was not a very good ending of part 1. I'll see you next time.